Oh, it's time now for the most motivational segment in all sports. Also time where we read a little viewer mail. Year 2025, we get a ton of mail. Christina went and talked to the Postmaster General, and we got ourselves a letter. More of a note.
Yeah, that one looks like it was ripped from one of a different piece of paper.
Dear Wildes, love the show. Why, thank you. School break's coming up. Any ideas on what we should do with the kids? Right. Cheers, Dawn and Dawn. Well, thank you, Dawn and Dawn. As always, we pride ourselves at having several ideas. That's the breaking news letter from Ramsey.
I was wondering what you're talking about, breaking news.
Breaking news letter.
Okay.
We've had so much breaking news.
All right.
Dear Wildes, love the show. Breaking news. With just days left in the NBA season, Cowboy Brew's been fired. Parting ways with Cowboy Brew.
That was a good one.
That was shocking.
That was a
First
good
Taylor
one.
Jenkins, then Michael Malone and Calvin Booth. And finally, we say happy trails to Cowboy Brew. I yet again try to write off this
say,
character.
this is about the fourth time. You know what I did? I didn't see him leaving the building.
He's got his plants, dude. He's out of there.
I don't hate that look.
It's unbelievable.
You finally got real bodies on there. I don't hate that
They
look.
finally got nabbed for eating everyone's lunch out of the fridge. In the cafeteria.
All right, here we go. We're going to start with the NFL.
Oh.
Aaron Rodgers,
How about that?
number 3 on the bud list. Now, Aaron, I predicted all offseason that you will wind up in Pittsburgh. I've even said it's a good move for you and for the team. But now, this is just dragging out too long. I'm actually starting to think, man, just retire.
Gee whiz.
Just retire. And here's why. As I look at your options, okay, Pittsburgh, really you got one option, Pittsburgh. You're not winning a Super Bowl there. You're not. And you know it. Because if you really thought you could win a Super Bowl there, you'd have signed up on the dotted line already. You haven't because you know maybe we could be pretty good at best. And this is awfully generous. I wouldn't even think this would happen. You get to another championship game and lose. And that's kind of been your lot since you won your Super Bowl, 14 years ago? All right. At worst, I actually think he'd have a better chance of doing this than getting to the AFC Championship game. You go to Pittsburgh and you hand Mike Tomlin the first losing season of his career. You do not want to end your career that way, Aaron. You rather end it the way it happened in the Meadowlands with the Jets. You already have your 503 touchdown passes. That's 5th most all time, 500, the magic number. You already have 4 MVPs, 2nd most ever. All right, so what else is there for you to do? You're a legend. You're a first ballot Hall of Famer. So, Aaron, I'm just kind of sick of the whole thing.
Wow, that wasn't very motivating.
All right, well, sometimes you just got to tell it like it is. All right.
Basically, just to tell him to retire.
Well, I'm just saying, sign up or retire, one or the other. Number 2, Jaylen Brown, Celtics. Now, Jaylen, unfortunately, man, you just are one of those guys that doesn't get the love and respect that you deserve, that your resume deserves. You got 4 All-Star appearances. Obviously an NBA championship, finals MVP. And yet now, your name is still in trade rumors. Speculate, there's stuff thrown out there. In fact, your guy, throwing stuff out there. You know that. Stuff is being thrown out. Even if they win, maybe they'll move on just to avoid the second apron.
Oh, enough with the aprons.
I'm just saying, it's out there. So here's what I say, Jaylen. And you're playing with a bum knee. All right, you played 22 minutes the last 2 games. You've only averaged about 18 points over the last month and a half. Clearly, you're not fully right. So rest up for the rest of the regular season. You get that week off during the play-in. Get yourself right for the playoffs and go out there and do your thing. Do damage. So even if somehow they were to trade you, I don't think it's happening, but even if they were to trade you, you and everyone else would be like, they shouldn't have got rid of Jaylen Brown. Jaylen, I believe in you. Unleash playoff Jaylen. There is a playoff Jaylen. You heard playoff Jimmy? There's a playoff Jaylen. Your rebounds, your points per game, your field goal percentage, all increase in the postseason. Jaylen, I believe in you. All right, at number 1, it's a biggie. Superstar Nikola Jokic. All right, now, you don't talk trash, Nikola. In fact, the closest thing you came to talking trash was last night when you said, as Wildes reported earlier, or we saw it, people say we're vulnerable, but the beast is most dangerous when he's vulnerable. So maybe our owner, Josh Kroenke, woke up the beast. Oh, my. So here's what I want to see, Joker. I want to see the beast in the playoffs. Yes, doing your thing. I know I'm going to see that. You're going to do your thing. Triple-double all night. But I want to see the beast in the offseason, too. If you guys go out in the first, second, third round, if you don't make the finals, I want to see the beast in the offseason. That beast being going to ownership and saying, I want to win. Or a press conference. I'm here to win championships. All right? Because here's the thing, Joker. All the guys you're now being compared to. Shaq. Shaq had Kobe and D. Wade. Wilt won it with Jerry West and Wild's favorite Gail Goodrich. And Hal Greer,
25 points a game.
And Kareem won it with Oscar and Magic. Olajuwon had Clyde the Glide Drexler. You have never had a teammate make the All-Star game in a year playing with you. Never.
Maybe you should pass more.
So you should say, get me some help. Your legacy is going to be great anyway, but how high it goes depends on how much you win. I want that beast to come out if you guys go out with a whimper this postseason. Joker, you know I believe in you. And you can bring the beast out on the court and off the court.
Wow. Well done.
Very well done.
Thank you.
I'm going to go back to the NFL, and I'm going to go all the way out west and put Kyler Murray on the Bud list.
Wildes guy.
Don't hate it. Don't hate it.
I'm going to put Kyler Murray on the Bud's list. And here's the question I have for you, Kyler Murray. Are you capable of providing this team, your team, the Arizona Cardinals, with the type of play and production that equates to winning? And the reason why I say this is because Kyler Murray, since coming into this league, you've been like a highlight reel. Everybody gets excited because of the potential of what you can do. We've seen the splash plays. We've seen the big arm. We've seen you run with your legs. But it never really equates to winning. You had one productive season as a player and team. Now, you've had productive seasons as an individual, but collectively, just one. In 21, and your numbers were great. You went 9-5, 69% completion percentage, great touchdown to interception ratio. You see the numbers? This was who you were in this season. And you know what you were asked to do? You know what, Kyler? Let's throw the ball a little bit less. Let's not run as much. Let's do what we need you to do that will better help and suit us as a team. Now you're in a season where we're hearing you talk about embracing the role of running more. You fought it a little bit, didn't want to be classified as a running quarterback. Kyler Murray, you have to be Superman for this team. But the type of Superman you need to be and must be needs to equate to wins, not just great numbers. We know you can put up the numbers. Let's just look in your division. Think about the quarterbacks we talk about when we think about the NFC West. Oh, Matthew Stafford, he won a championship when he got with the Rams. Brock Purdy gets mentioned more than you, Kyler Murray. And Sam Darnold, we've been talking about, have we not been talking about Sam Darnold more than we've been talking about Kyler Murray in the past year?
Yes.
So, Kyler, when are we going to talk about you because of what you're not only doing as a highlight reel, but because of what you're doing and how you're elevating your team? Kyler Murray, it's time, man.
You believe in him?
Hurry up and get it done.
I love
believe in him?
I love the bar.
I do believe
He
it.
believes
I
it.
do. I like
He's
the
in on the
Cardinals.
Cardinals this year.
I do like the
Greg,
Cardinals.
that's a great addition. I agree that Kyler's on the Bud list, Under Duress. And I hate, it was such a good addition. I hate to do this to you, but you played right into my hands.
Yeah.
From our last debate about TJ Watt. You know what I would have done after that great season you showed from Kyler Murray? Waited. Do it again. They didn't. They paid him, and now they maybe regret it.
That was a question from 350.
I'm just saying, we got continuous.
What time
viewers.
is it?
It's 412 now. It's
So
time
now I get.
Well, now it's time for the media ombudsman.
Brew likes doing that. Brew likes calling back to previous arguments if we ran out
Fell
of
into
time.
my trap 2 weeks ago.
So ultimately, sports media
Oh, yeah.
exists for the fans, right? That's why we're here.
I see it.
Yeah. So this week's Sports Media Ombudsman is actually a message to fans. Fans of one team in particular that I thought of watching Mavs Lakers and then watching the post-game embrace between Luka and lifelong Dallas Maverick fan Patrick Mahomes. And I thought to myself, I was like, what would I do if my hometown team, a team that I have a tattoo on my arm about my fandom for, in the dark of night, traded away the greatest player in franchise history, my favorite player ever, Patrick Mahomes? And my answer is, I'd stick with Patrick and leave my team for the time being. So Mavs fans, here's what the Sports Media Ombudsman says on behalf of all sports media. We will not judge you if you do what is typically a Cardinals sports fan sin, which is abandoning your hometown team. I feel that they have the right to do the following. If I'm a Mavs fan, I am now a Luka Doncic fan and will resume my Mavs fandom in parallel with my Luka Doncic fandom once the people responsible for this ultimate fan betrayal, trading away Luka Doncic, are no longer associated with the team. So it is not so much of a divorce as much as it is a separation. So whether that is Nico or ownership or Jason Kidd or all of the above, everyone can figure out who they really hold to account for it. But I think it is totally reasonable for Mavs fans, Patrick Mahomes included, by the way. I've been trying to recruit him over to the Lakers. He's not moving just yet. To say, I'm a Luka fan, and I'll be a Mavs fan again once the people who stole 15 years of Luka Doncic from me are no longer associated with the team. If Brett Veach, I love you, buddy. If you trade away Patrick Mahomes,
That wouldn't be wise.
I'm not going to be a fan of the Chiefs until you're no longer associated with the Chiefs. I think that's fair. I don't think that makes you a bad fan. I think the team betrayed the fans, and the fans are allowed, with a clear conscience, to get even, so to speak, and to follow Luka, who they fell in love with.
Can I ask him a question first?
Yeah.
When is Luka's? He's got this max contract coming up. That was the fulcrum on his Dallas tenure.
Well, he can't get that anymore.
He can't get that.
He can't get the
But when
Supermax.
can he? When does he have to commit to?
He could commit to an extension with the Lakers, I thought, this summer.
I think this summer.
This summer, but he's not a free
Interesting.
agent this summer.
When's he a free agent?
A year from this summer.
Very interesting.
Why?
They'll read.
If I was throwing my hat into the ring to be the new GM of the Mavs,
You'd say we're good.
Get Luka back. I don't know if he'll.
seems to like it there.
I don't think he'll hit free agency. That's not a
Yeah.
bad point.
No, I think he'll
before.
sign
But
with the Lakers.
that you're right. That would be the plan. That would be the plan.
just roll that out.
But how you gonna do it? How
You
you
got
gonna do
the
it?
job if that's the case.
Hey, fans would support me.
Think you can get him for Anthony Davis?
I'd be like, here's my number one priority. Who's with me? There's thousands of people.
Quickly, Nick.
Yeah.
So let's say the Mavericks got rid of all those people responsible.
then you have two
after this
teams.
season. So you think it's that quick? That's quick though.
I think
if I'm really upset, I don't know that I go back to the Mavs.
I think that
Right
for
away.
me personally, if the Chiefs did it, I would then feel like, okay, for the rest of Mahomes' career, I have two teams. Wherever
Right.
Patrick is and my hometown team, and then when Patrick retires, I'm back to just being a full-time Chiefs fan. And normally I hate sports bigamists or polygamists,
Thank you.
well, everything Wildes is. But this is such a rare, And Luka crying and the Trae Young tweet, which was like, oh, he wanted to be here forever, really hit it home that the fans have to feel like this was stolen from them.
Yeah.
I'm also talking Luka. Pre-game, I'm putting Jason Kidd on the button.
Oh, God.
Pre-game, Jason Kidd was asked, not surprisingly, about Luka and the trade. Agree to disagree. It's not cool at all. Quick baseball lesson. I don't know if you're a sports historian, Jason. That was largely considered the worst trade in sports history. Here's what happened. Quick review of the last century. The Red Sox won the World Series in 1918. Said, I've got a good idea to fund my play. Trade Babe Ruth to the Yankees. And here's how the next few years played out. The Yankees won the World Series in 1923, 27, 28, 32, 36, 37, 38, 39, 41, 43, 47, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 56, 58, 1961, 1962, 1977, 1978, 1996, 1998, 1999, 2000, and then the Red Sox won. Okay? You claim to be on a 2-year window. Buddy, it's an 86-year window. The Mavs won in 2011. You're due for a championship in 2097. I'm not joking. I don't even know if human beings will be walking the earth. So no, the Luka trade being compared to Babe Ruth is not pretty cool. Not pretty cool at all. We'll be living in vats of green jello as robots take over the earth before you win another championship while the Lakers win dozens. So Jason Kidd's on the bud list.
Oh my gosh. That's a mic drop.
Great
That is
job,
a mic
K-Dog.
drop.
My
right
goodness.
there. That was nothing
That was almost worse than the Luka trade.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get more from the show and to check out clips from other shows on FS1.